Welcome back to Clark and Addison, Born into the Ivy. I'm your host, David Butler, and we are here to talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates series. It was kind of a dud. Before we get going, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're listening on audio, and or subscribe and leave a 5-star review on YouTube as well. So leave us some comments. Tell us what you think. The Pirates series. This was not a good series for the Cubs, boys and girls. Not at all. In a series where the Cubs left 37 men on base, they went 1 for 23 in the first 2 games with runners in scoring position. 1 for 23. And then when you add in the third game, they were 4 for 35. They went 3 for 12 in the third game. Somehow they managed to win a game. And even more of a miracle to me, they were in the other 2 games. Like, they had a chance to win them. The offense is pathetic. Just pathetic. On Friday and Saturday, Caleb Thielbar, who has been amazing overall during his Cubs tenure, lost both games. He was a little rocky early last year, if you remember. Like, the Cub fans were ready to let him go. I think a whole lot of people forget about that. But that's accurate. I don't think he's pitched terrible this season so far. He gave up that 2-run homer on Friday. That sucked. He was in a bad spot on Saturday night. I mean, he made a throwing error. He was almost out of it. He made a throwing error. Those things are going to happen. I'm not going to hammer the guy for the 2-run homer. They won. The Pirates won 2-0. It doesn't matter what the pitching does if you don't score any freaking runs. Doesn't matter. Shota Imanaga on Friday night pitched a brilliant game. No hitter going through 6. Came out because he had 100 pitches, as he should have. For anybody who thinks otherwise, you're crazy. You don't understand the game. Look at Cade Horton. And the Cubs did everything right, and he still got hurt. And is having elbow surgery on his UCL. So, it is what it is, folks. It's the way the game is now. And Shota's got, like, it's not that he's pitching in it. He's not walking a ton of batters or anything like that. But, like, the dude is like, there's so many foul balls hit off of him. It's insane. There was over 30 foul balls, I think, on Friday night. Hit off of Shota. Just Shota. Not Cubs pitching. Just Shota. That's crazy. That could have saved him at least an inning, if not 2. So, hopefully they can get that part figured out. But what Shota's doing right now is good. So, if that has to happen, that has to happen. The bullpen as a whole for the weekend did really well. The starters on Saturday and Sunday, not so great. Jameson Taillon was by far the worst, but then settled in, both of them. He and Edward Cabrera struggled early in the game, and after the 3, they settled down and kept the Cubs in the game. The Cubs should have won Saturday night. It was absolutely ridiculous that they didn't. They were 1 for 16 runners in scoring position, or maybe it was 1 for 15. Either way, that's insane, boys and girls. This offense has got to get figured out. The saddest part is coming out of the Rays series, like, the offense looked like it was going again, and then they got back in cold weather Friday night, and then it was nice Saturday and Sunday. Crazy. Stupid. Offense has got to figure this out. They're too talented. I know that they don't have this, like, MVP guy, but it's ridiculous. Sunday, Carson Kelly finally got the big hit that was really needed on Saturday night and or Friday night. But 3 days before it finally came. That's insane. Don't get me, I was ecstatic. First comeback win of the year. All of that. But I was just as heartbroken Saturday night as I was ecstatic tonight when the Cubs finally won. Gotta get the offense figured out. Here's the good news, though. Or here's the bad news. Cubs in last place, 7-8. The good news, they're only 2 games back of the Pittsburgh Pirates for first place. The Pirates are in first place. You know who's in fourth, kids? The Brewers. A little bit of solace. Doesn't matter when the Cubs are in last. So, we all got to stop freaking out, is my point with that. I've been doing the same thing. Like, I'm pissed about this offense. The pitching staff overall is doing really well. It's a little concerning when the bullpen's giving up some runs. But the guys who have been, Harvey and Maton, predominantly, they're now on the IL. So I think that maybe there was a reason that they were struggling. I'm just looking. Maybe I'm looking into it too much. Maybe they got hurt after that. I don't know. I don't think it's been discussed much. A whole lot of roster changes happened since Friday, including Friday. Phil Maton put on the IL Friday. Hunter Harvey on Saturday. Or Sunday, I mean. That was today. Ethan Roberts was called up Friday. And the Cubs purchased the contract to Charlie Barnes from Iowa today. Dylan Carlson was also DFA'd Friday when Seiya was brought back on the roster. I mean, it is what it is. They weren't going to use him. They obviously prefer Conforto. He's hit a whole lot better, so let's give him today. The offense was much better today. Still struggled mightily with runners on base and everything, but it was the best of the weekend. They can do better. Today wasn't ultimately the issue. The previous 2 days. Today, the starting pitching was just terrible early. 3 home runs, man. 3, including a grand slam. That sucks. That can't happen. It can't keep happening, guys. Jamison, it can't keep happening. How do we feel about this offense? I don't feel good about it. There's a whole lot of guys who are struggling mightily. And I think the biggest one, as much as I hate to say this, is Pete. Pete and Bush. Bush finally broke out of it today, pinch hitting. He was in a great spot for him. But Pete's got to figure this out. He's the one guy, well, he and Bush are the 2 guys, I think, that can break out into superstardom. I love, and I mean love, Nico Hoerner. But he's not going to be the catalyst that truly makes this offense tick. He's the catalyst that gets it going. He's the catalyst that keeps it driving. He's the guy that you want up when we have to have a situation, even though he's not always going to be successful. But the second guy that I want up in that situation right now is Miguel Amaya, and he blew it twice on Saturday. But I still trust him. Actually, I'm going to say he's the third guy. Carson Kelly's probably the second. But that's crazy that our 2 catchers are number 2 and 3. That's stupid. Stupid. Moises Ballesteros starting to heat up. The batting average is above 280. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's up there and it's going up. Exciting. Could he be the 2-hitter and put Bush at 4 and get Happ the hell out of there? That would be phenomenal, and I think it would help Michael Bush settle down a little bit to move down to 4, where he doesn't feel as much pressure to set the table and maybe just drive in runs, just hit for power, and relax. And I think some of that other will happen. He's not just going to hit homers. He's not going to just hit doubles. He'll settle in and just get more comfortable. Because that's where he was most comfortable last year before he started leading off. Nico seems to be really comfortable as a leadoff hitter. That's got to stay. And if Ballesteros can be that too and hit for some power in that situation, Bregman backing him, like behind him, that's a lot of protection. Seiya as the 5 is amazing. And then put Hap at 6. Move Pete down a little bit more again. I don't have a problem with that right now. I love Pete. I love him being the 4 guy maybe, or the 5, or the 6. But it doesn't matter if he's not hitting the damn ball. And now he's starting to press, I think, because he's striking out again more. The offense needs a ton of help. And they've got to figure this out. I know I've already said that 3 or 4 times. But damn it, they've got to. Is the bullpen a concern? I don't think it is. And this is why. I think Maton was hurt, was trying to work through it some. Harvey either got hurt or has been a little bit. And that's why they were trying to protect him and not pitching him back-to-back ever and all that. I think he probably twinged something in the last outing, to be honest. But I do think Maton was trying to pitch through an injury. If those two come back healthy, Riley Martin has been phenomenal. I know it's not been a ton of high pressure, but it doesn't matter. Like, Ben Brown hasn't been in a ton of high pressure all the time either, and he's still effed it up. And then he's been great. So now he's due for an effing it up again. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully he can stack the good outings, because this kid has got the talent. But you can't trust him. Can you trust Webb? I think the jury's still out on that too. Caleb, I think we can trust. I've got him as a can he be trusted, but I think we can. The only 2 guys that truly are trustworthy right now, though, is Hobie Milner and Daniel Palencia. But Ethan Roberts has looked good so far, too. I am a little concerned or frustrated. We've got 4 lefties now in the bullpen. That just seems excessive. With Charlie Barnes coming up, I would have preferred to see Hollowell get a chance. I don't like that he hasn't gotten a chance yet. Is Gavin Hollowell going to be the Luke Little now? Where we want to clamor for him, but he's not being given a chance? I don't know. I get the Luke Little's probably not the best comp there, but it's the best one I could think of. And I still don't think he was ever given truly a chance last year. And I don't know that he's earned it yet this year, to be honest. But I am excited about Riley Martin. I think that this could be a really key piece, specifically him, to the rest of the year bullpen. I'm excited about that. The Philadelphia Phillies. Got a preview of them. Our starters, Monday night, are right-hander Javier Assad versus Christopher Sanchez, left-handed pitcher. Javier has got his work cut out for him because Christopher Sanchez, one of the best pitchers in the National League. On Tuesday, we got right-hander Colin Ray versus right-hander Aaron Nola. I think on paper, this is our best opportunity in the series. Hopefully we can steal one of the others. Tuesday night is the big game that we need to win. I know Colin is like one of our backups, quote unquote, but Colin is Colin Ray. And I think he can pitch well there and do well. And then on Wednesday, we got left-handed pitcher Shota Imanaga, who is pitching really, really well as he has as a Cub, versus left-handed pitcher Jesus Luzardo. Luzardo has not pitched well so far this season, but he has had the Cubs' number. So I expect that he'll have the number again, because the Cubs are not playing well against lefties. The Cubs and the Phillies sport identical records at 7-8. On paper, the Cubs look like the stronger team statistically. But we all know that's not necessarily accurate. The Phillies are averaging 3.57 runs per game, good for 26th in Major League Baseball, while the Cubs are averaging 4.2 runs per game, good for 15th in baseball. The pitching staff for the Cubs, though, has an ERA of 3.24, which is the 5th best in the Major Leagues. I'm sorry. The 5th. And the Phillies, who have an amazing starting staff, right now have an ERA as a team of 4.18 and are 22nd. They have a roster full of players with great track records and good track records, and some of them has struggled so far. One of them, though, that has not, I mentioned him earlier, was Christopher Sanchez. And the Cubs really have struggled again against lefties this year. Or the record-wise, at least. They have not performed, they've not won much. This is going to be a big series for that. And to see how that goes again. If those two lefties dominate the Cubs lineup, that's concerning. Not having Ballesteros in there sucks. That's going to hurt. I'm going to guess, possibly, Bush is probably going to play tomorrow, maybe not Wednesday. It's weird to me that he got an off day today, knowing we had two lefties we were going up against this weekend, or this coming week. But what do I know? I don't see him sitting 3 out of 4 days, though, and not hitting against either lefty. Sanchez is going to be a tough matchup for him, though. So, playing Shaw against him would have been better to me. But nobody asked me what I thought. So, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to give my opinion. So, can the Cubs steal the series and get a couple of wins? I hope so. I'm not predicting it, though. I'm going to predict that they go 1-2 here, and that really sucks to say. So that would put them at 8-10 as they go back home, and they have to win the series against the Phillies at home. But before that, they'll play the Mets. It's a tough stretch here, folks. Cubs have got to start getting some wins and at least stay around 500. So, thank you very much for watching and or listening to Clark and Addison Born Into the Ivy. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great day.
Go Cubs go!
That's right, Paisley. Go Cubs go.